And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. The area high school football teams all finished up their regular seasons this past week, and there was a lot on the line. For the Statesboro Blue Devils, they fell to Glynn Academy hard at home, 28-0 after having won 3 in a row. Next week, Statesboro will open up the state playoffs on the road at Evans. We'll give you some highlights from Statesboro and Glynn coming up in a little while. As for the Bulloch Academy Gators, they had the region championship on the line at Gator Alley, an exciting game between them and Pinewood. 14-all in the second half. Pinewood scores in the fourth quarter. Bulloch Academy fails on a couple of opportunities. They lose, and that ended up being a three-way tie, and unfortunately the Gators lost that three-way tie. They are now the 2 seed and will host Frederica, a region opponent from a couple of weeks ago, an exciting game. That game will be taking place on Friday at Gator Alley. We'll send you out for highlights of Bulloch Academy and Pinewood in just a bit. As for the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, they were able to wrap up their regular season in style, going up on the road to Evans and knocking off Lakeside in that one. Next up for the Yellow Jackets, they'll be hosting Upson Lee in the opening round of the state. We'll send you out for some highlights of Southeast Bulloch and Lakeside from last Friday. Also, the Georgia Southern Eagles making their first ever trip up to West Point, where they took on the Army Black Knights. That game going back and forth. It looked like the Eagles were going to be able to pull it out, and then Army comes back in the second half. Georgia Southern misses an extra point, has a chance there towards the end after some clock mismanagement by Jeff Munkin and the Army Black Knights. But unfortunately, they weren't able to get the final play off to get an attempt at an Alex Rayner field goal, and the Eagles lose that one 28-27. They fall to 6-3 overall. Next up, they'll be taking on Georgia State. We'll send you out for some highlights from the Army game and plenty more coming up next. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888, or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, the Georgia Southern Eagles making their first ever trip up to West Point to take on the Army Black Knights and former Eagle head coach Jeff Munkin. This game went right down the wire, which shouldn't be a surprise, as just about every game Georgia Southern has played has gone down to the wire. Let's send you back out for some highlights. The Georgia Southern Eagles on the road at West Point for their first ever meeting against Army and their first ever game in the state of New York. The Eagle defense was setting the tone early on. Raymond Johnson Jr. with the big sack. A little bit later, Johnson in the backfield again. The Black Knights fumble. Rashad Bird recovers at the 1. The offense would then come in and turn that into points. Shai Wertz on the keeper. He goes in, and it's 7-0 Georgia Southern. Later in the first, another Army turnover is going to lead to another Eagle touchdown. The ball fumbled, batted around, and into the hands of Derek Canteen, who takes it 22 yards for the score, and it's 14-0. Georgia Southern on top. Army gets on the board early in the second quarter on the short touchdown run from Sandon McCoy to make it 14-7, but the Eagles are able to go up 21-7 at the half thanks to this touchdown pass coming up here as Shai Wertz will find a wide open Cam Brown. 24-yard score. The Eagles on top and in charge, but in the second half, Army comes out fired up and ready to get back into this one. Graham Murphy with the 12-yard touchdown. That's going to pull them within 7 a couple minutes later. Following a block punt, Army knots things up on McCoy's second rushing score of the game, and we're tied at 21. Late in the third, the Eagles able to retake the lead. Wertz looking for Logan Wright, and he'll find him. 39-yard touchdown. The extra point was blocked, though, to make it only 27-21. Fourth quarter, Army will respond again. Jacoby Buchanan will come through with the 2-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good, and Army was up 28-27. We move ahead late in the game, under a minute to play. The Eagles with the ball and no timeouts. Shai Wertz out with an injury. Justin Tomlin in at quarterback. He completes the pass down the middle to Malik Murray. The Eagles in field goal range, but they want to get a little bit closer. However, Tomlin is going to be brought down with a sack, and before the Eagles are able to spike the ball, time will run out. A heartbreaker for the Eagles as they fall to Army by a final count of 28-27. And after the game, Coach Monken and some of the players on their thoughts on the game.
We had 22 seconds. The officials told me we would have 22 seconds on the clock, which we did. We were going to try to get just a few more yards so that we could get I just wanted to get us a little bit closer. We all felt like we had time to get a spike. They felt like they spotted it fast enough. They felt like they tried to get it going fast enough. You can't spike the ball under 3 seconds. Hindsight's 20/20. Should have just went in and kicked it and took a shot at it from 47 and see what happens. I let the team down with that one. Alex Rayner, he deserved the opportunity to kick a 47-yarder. Our team deserved the opportunity to see the ball go through those uprights and walk off a winner. Bad call on my part. I apologize to him. We're all going to dissect this game. We're going to go, man, we gave up a big kickoff return to start the second half, and they went down and scored. Then we gave up a block punt. We missed the extra point. There's all kind of things. There's plays in and out, But our guys fought for 60 minutes, and they at least deserve the opportunity to watch the ball go through those uprights at the end. So I apologize to them. I told them I screwed it up. Should have gave them that opportunity, didn't do it, and I'll have to live with that for the rest of my life. We knew we were going to have to throw, and Shai had taken a big shot on his shoulder and just wasn't able to get any velocity on the ball. So we went with JT. JT did great, man. He did fine. I know he had the pick, but he's a gamer, man. He goes out there, he's next man up mentality. Love him to death, and he's going to be a great player for us.
Well, as we mentioned at the top of the show, next up for Georgia Southern, they get back to Sunbelt play as they travel to Atlanta to take on Georgia State. All right, stay with us. Coming up next, we'll send you out for some high school action.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
and that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across a bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
The folks at the Georgia Southern University store want all Eagle fans to know the Statesboro campus of the University store will be open Saturday, September 12th from 11 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. and Saturday, September 19th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Both Paulson Stadium stores will be open for window and counter service with a selection of Georgia Southern apparel from the time the gates open until the end of halftime. Web orders from the full selection of Georgia Southern apparel, hats, gifts, and tailgating items may be ordered for free pickup at Paulson Stadium at the Homeside store during game day hours. Web orders must be placed by 1 p.m. on Friday for each of the first 2 home games. So don't forget, for all your game day and Georgia Southern needs, shop the University store on the Georgia Southern campus. Our Southeast Bulloch segment is brought to you by Scott's Floor Covering, passionate to floor you for all your installation needs with over 30 years of experience. Please call Joel Scott at 912-536-2107 or email scottsfloorcovering@yahoo.com for a free quote today. This segment is brought to you in part thanks to After Hours Glass Service, LLC, where they truly believe that if you don't take care of a customer, somebody else will. Wishing much success for the Yellow Jackets 2020 season. Well, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets don't mind when they get their schedule adjusted. They've done that plenty this season. They were supposed to play Lakeside on Friday. Lakeside told them early in the week that they were going to have to move that game to Thursday. The Jackets go on the road and take care of business. Let's send you back out for some highlights from the Jackets and Lakeside. Thursday night football action. Pretty cool temperatures in Augusta as Southeast Bulloch was taking on Lakeside. First quarter action, 4th down for the Panthers. And on the punt, Grant Turner can't contain it. Michael Ussery recovers for the Panthers. Next up, Lakeside can't get in the end zone. They try a field goal. It's up and good. Still in the first, Southeast Bulloch with the trickery. Tyler Griffin with the reverse. He'll sprint down the sidelines. And he goes all the way for the touchdown. He'd have 4 scores in the game. Later, up the middle, and it's Griffin off to the races again. He goes in for the touchdown. His second rushing score of the game. He'd have 195 yards rushing. Later, off the pass, it's Griffin. And he goes again in for the score. And they'd win 34-14. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, up next, the opening round of the state playoffs. And for the first time since 1994, the Jackets are the number 1 seed, and they'll be hosting Upson Lee at Fred Shaver Field Friday at 7:30. Well, as for the Bulloch Academy Gators, they were at home hosting Pinewood with the region championship on the line. We'll send you out for highlights of that game in just a moment.
No credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
Friday night lights to early morning deer stands, Anderson's General Store in Statesboro is your tailgating and hunting headquarters. Boots from Ariat, Georgia Boot, Irish Setter, Wolverine, and more. We have a pair for you. Check out our Costa and Ray-Ban sunglasses. And apparel from Columbia, Carhartt, and Drake. Dove, ducks, deer, we have all your hunting needs. And tailgate with a Big Green Egg or Traeger grill. Pack in the flavor with delicious sauces and rubs. Anderson's General Store, a general store, and so much more.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
The Bulloch Academy Gators in action this past Friday as they were hosting Pinewood. The region championship on the line. Let's send you out for highlights of an exciting game. Gator Alley, the site for the region championship as they host Pinewood before a packed house. And before the smoke even cleared, the Patriots would take a 7-0 lead as quarterback Nick Wasson goes 47 yards for the touchdown. As the Patriots strike first, the Patriots come into play defensively as well as Tyler Willoughby will be thrown down for a sack. Wasson continuing to be tough to bring down as he goes 52 yards on this run into Gator territory. Then it's Wasson showing off his arm as he hits big 6'5" Evan Belding, who is ruled down just shy of the goal line. 2 plays later, Wasson will go in on the sneak, and it's 14-0 Patriots after 1 quarter of play. To the second quarter we go, and the Gator defense is waking up. The stop for no gain here. The offense trying to get on track. Willoughby will find Harrison Kennedy for a first down. Next, it's Cam Harrison, and he fights down the left side for a first down. And then Willoughby does a good job stepping up in the pocket. He's going to find Rodney Hill, and Hill's going to find the end zone as the Gators will cut the lead to 14-6, and then the extra point would make it 14-7 at the half. Second half, Wasson feeling the heat again. He nearly fumbles as he's brought down on the next play. Gator front line coming through again. The fumble recovered by Pinewood, but they get no gain. A big play coming up here as Anderson's punt will be fumbled, and it's Kennedy coming through with a heads-up play as he recovers. And then on the very next play, I think we've seen this one before, Willoughby to Kennedy. A great throw and a great catch. We're tied at 14 all. To the fourth we go. And this is when the Patriot offense gets rolling again. Preston Lane ahead for a first down. Next, Wasson fights ahead as the offensive line continues to open holes. Another Patriot first down, and then the give to Parker Deal. And he goes in for the touchdown. Pinewood takes a 21-14 lead. The Gators trying to get back in it. Cam Harrison gets to about the Pinewood 32. But Pinewood picks up the pressure from there. Jacob Sykes drops Willoughby for a loss. And then 4th and 10. Willoughby looking for Miller Pope. But this one incomplete. The Gators would get it back again. One final chance. But on 4th and about 25, Willoughby to Rodney Hill. But he'll end up short. And the Gators fall 21-14. So the loss ends up putting the Gators in a 3-way tie for first, and unfortunately they lost the tiebreaker to Pinewood, and Pinewood's the region champs. The Gators are second in the region. Up next, they do get to host a state playoff game coming up Friday, and it's going to be against the other team that they tied for first place, and that's Frederica. Frederica coming to Gator Alley coming up this Friday at 7:30. As for the Statesboro Blue Devils, they were hosting Glynn Academy. Let's send you out for highlights of that one. Statesboro High hosting Glynn Academy, a win. They're the 3 seed, a loss, and they're the 4 in next week's state playoff. Statesboro starts off with the onside kick by Cody Parker under the red fog. Ames Radcliffe with the recovery. We'll move over to offense, and it's Radcliffe picking up a first down on this run. Then Jalen Michael from the 18 looks like he gets down inside the 5, but an inadvertent whistle will bring this one back. Statesboro then going for the end zone. Looks like it could be interference, but no call. Then on 4th and 4 from the 12, rather than try a field goal, they go for it. Trouble on the handoff. Glynn takes over. From there, from the own 23, a gutsy call, 4th down, the fake punt. It works for a 20-yard pickup. Then more trickery. The double pass. It's Jaden Drayton to quarterback TJ Lewis, who's already committed to Louisville, and he goes 51 yards for the score, 7-0 Glynn Academy. Statesboro trying to respond. Radcliffe will find Michael on the nice scramble here, and Michael gets a first down. The drive stalls, 4th and 11 from the 22, and the snap hits the man in motion, and Glynn Academy takes over again, 7-0 after 1. In the second, it's Lewis, and he's off to the races, 34 yards for the score, as Glynn takes a 14-0 lead, moving ahead to the second half. Statesboro on the move. Radcliffe looking down the right sidelines, and Andrell Grace makes a nice grab. They get it to the 20. A couple tough calls from there. Jordan Lovett cuts back, and he gets down to about the 2. You see a flag, and a holding call will bring it back. Next, Radcliffe in trouble. He flips it to Michael, who fights down to the 5-yard line. But another holding call brings it back again on the next play. Looks like a possible pass interference, but no flag. Well, until Coach Kaiser's seen enough, and then it's a 15-yard flag for unsportsmanlike conduct. The next play, it's 4th and 25, and this time clearly pass interference in the end zone. Out comes the flag, but in high school it's just 15 yards, no automatic first down, and then 4th and 10. And this one will be picked off by Drayton for Glynn Academy. More plays being drawn up in the dirt. Glynn with a reverse. The pass from DeMarcus Clinch, who throws a strike to Lewis inside the 10, and then it's Lewis cleaning it up for the score, 21-0. They'd add a touchdown run in the 4th quarter as Caden Hutchinson goes in for the score. 28-0 Glynn. Next up, Statesboro at Evans next Friday. Up next for Statesboro, they'll be traveling up to the number 1 seed from their region, Evans. Evans played Southeast Bulloch earlier this season, fell in Brooklet, or won in Brooklet rather, by a score of 27-20. So should be a good one there for Statesboro High. That game taking place 7:30 Friday night up in Evans. And that'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again for our midweek show. We'll preview all the upcoming games for this week.